Hey friends, it's Ash here. I wanted to do a quick update video about New York and also um, just on ascension stuff that I'm hearing because seems like there's two different schools of thought about the ascension thing that's happening, right? Some people are saying that there's going to be this big flash in December and that the flash is going to change everything. We'll be in 5D. Everyone who is on their ascension will ascend, I guess, and I'm starting to think that that's not really what it's all about. I think what it's actually about is that 5D already exists, and you can be there in your mind and heart somehow, but I can't figure out what it's like. I mean, I think I've been there, but I can't completely detach out of the 3D for some reason because it keeps pulling, like we're being pulled back. And so as I start to care less and less about the press, and I don't follow it as much, and I post articles sometimes on my Instagram, but I'm not in the fear matrix of it anymore. Like I'm watching it from afar and I see it, but I don't respond anymore. There's been so many lies that just can't. So that's kind of where I am with the ascension. I think we're just as we wake up out of the matrix will cease to exist. So we're going to destroy the matrix in a sense ourselves. Um, by not believing in it anymore and not giving our energy into it. The less you put your energy into that, the less energy it has to feed off of. So when enough people are finally awake and they realize that the matrix is fake and it's not real and they exit out, then it will dissolve at some point because it has no choice but to, because you're not in the illusion anymore. And I think that's what's happening. And as we want to make a new world for ourselves, and enough people have the same idea of what that is in their mind, we will create it in the new energy, if that makes sense. Because the manifestation of so many people coming together in the same idea is so powerful that you can actually change the world that way. And that's how the world has changed in the past, without artificial means, over it to keep it down. That's the problem. The matrix was an artificial veil. It kept your energy down so you couldn't transcend out of it. Only the most trained mystics and spiritual healers could get out because they trained for years and years and years to get out of the density. And so we realized that there's been a hologram kept over us. There's been also a frequency beamed onto us of some kind, or something done to our genetics where we couldn't transcend out. In other words, we had 12 DNA strands. We're only using 2 now, or we were. I think some peoples are connecting other strands, and as those strands connect, and you eventually have all 12 again, which is what you should have had, as what you were made by God as, perfect, uh, then you'll realize your true humanity and the true power that we have. Things like telekinesis and things like that would probably be possible if you have all 12 strands of your DNA connected. I mean, if you're only look at what people can do with just 2, right? Look at the amazing sports things and records and physical things. So, and things of the mind. Imagine what you could do when you have all 12 DNA strands connected and your energy is flowing perfectly through all your body, right? So that's where we are. People are upgrading at different speeds with the new energy, and as you learn to work with that energy and that strength, you can start to do things like manifest things in your life, self-heal, uh, help others, and help yourself to transmute pain. Um, and I've done some of these things, so I know it's possible. You can work with things like toning and crystals and things like that to enhance your gift, because I really do think that, like, for example, the Egyptian Ankh, if you look at how it's created, with the sort of a loop on the top, right? That's for your fingers to go through, and I think it was used as a healing modality as well because gold would transmit your chi energy more, if you had an Ankh any chance. So I've actually been trying to find, well, I can't afford two gold Ankhs like that size. It would be pretty expensive, solid gold. But I think that the Egyptians used the Ankh in that way as a healing modality, maybe using toning for vibration to activate your chi energy to flow through your palms into the Ankh and then into a person. I was thinking about that the other day. I think that's a possible, use of the Ankh. Just interesting to think about. Sometimes stuff just pops in my head. That's why I was making this video, because I really am starting to think that 5D already exists. It's just we're not tuned into the frequency because it's new to us. So we're getting there, and I think that's like, if you're hearing tones in your ears, that's what it is. It's like you're getting like retuning your frequency to the higher vibrations because you've been down in the hole so long. Because a negative frequency is being beamed onto us from Saturn. That's what they're saying. And the moon is like a receiver for that transmission, and then beams it down. And the moon's not real; that it's a artificial construct. So that's what I'm hearing, and my intuition's telling me that's true. So we'll see. I don't know about the flash. I don't think the flash is what we think it's going to be. I think the flash is just going to show us that the end of a process has come to an end of the portal, or whatever the ascension portal or energy, where we're going, you know, and who's on that frequency. So everyone on that frequency is going to go. And I don't know what's going to happen if you're not on that frequency. Your reality will split off at some point. That's what I've heard. I don't know how that's going to work. Because if I know someone in 3D and I'm in 5D now, can I still see you? I heard people talking about that's how Jesus appeared out of the blue like that, because he was in 5D and he could just reappear in 3D when he wanted to. He just have to go down in vibration. I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of stuff we don't know if it's true, right? So I don't know if the flash is true. I don't know. I know something's happening. I can feel it, and I've been feeling that this was coming for years. So I feel like we're in the middle, towards the end of the ascension process, and Earth has been cleansing itself, and that's what this thing is about, staying inside, and that's part of it. So, just hang in there, stay centered in your energy, and work on yourself. I think that's what really this time is about. It's for you to work on you and to find what's holding you back, and to take time to self-reflect, meditate, ground, shield, work out, get your body clean, eat healthy foods, work on a better diet maybe for yourself, or, you know, maybe you want to quit smoking cigarettes or whatever it is, right? We all got things. I got things I could do. You got things you could do. And we're just working on laying our karma down, um, and transmuting any, pain from this life or past lives, or generationally in our family lines that we can, so that we can lighten everybody up. So when we come back again, we'll be light and we'll be ready, and we'll know who we are at that time. That's what I heard. That the next time we reincarnate after this time, you'll be born with full knowledge of your past lives. Imagine that. In other words, you'll come in the world knowing you're an empath, or knowing your true divinity with God, and having full power, all your 12 DNA strands connected. That'll be amazing. So you're starting to see these amazing kids get born, and you'll continue to see that. And those kids are going to be the ones that bring us into the new age, and with new ideas. And you're starting to see some of it, although I think it's misplaced. Some people are using race baiting techniques to spur certain people and groups on, and some of these groups are funded by powerful interests. But putting that aside, the ascension process is still going on, and so there's groups of people that don't want that to happen. So just stay in your center. Don't be scared. Do your work on you. Just keep yourself in check, And the main thing is keep your vibration high, because the higher that everybody vibrates together, the more chance we have of making this new world sooner than later that we want to create. And that's what I think we're going to do. I think it's up to all of us. We all have to put our energy together. And then once we do that, you can't be stopped. You can't be stopped. The human race can't be stopped if we all get behind a cause. There's nothing that could stop us. And we know that. So, we just got to get these people out of the way who keep pitting us against each other all our lives, putting us into groups instead of having us come together under the banner of our own humanity, our own divinity, our own, um, so many things we can come together on and to help each other, right? And we could change the world, and that's what we're going to do. So just stay positive, stay in your center, um, do the inner work on yourself that you need to do now because that's important. Get yourself as light as possible, lay down as much of your karma as you can, and you know you'll feel your power grow. Use the energy to help clean yourself out and to remake yourself. Your body's going to start to change, so let it change and welcome it, and that's it. So I hope your ascension's going well. I hope you're doing well, and I wish you peace and love.